Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Barbecue Chief, back at it again with another video. Yes, I get it. A lot of things have happened over the week, and it's only Tuesday, but somehow it feels like it's been longer. But NFL predictions, week 3. This is a close one of all the games that are played this week. Not gonna lie, there's been some tough games to choose in this one. Well, we'll have to see what it takes to win these games. I'm gonna say on to the video. Also, make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe. A lot of you are not subscribed, so join the Barbecue Chiefs. Yo, what's good, you guys? It's your boy Barbecue Chief, back with week 3. I tell you, week 3 of the NFL season, week predictions. Starting it off, Thursday night, Jacksonville versus the Dolphins. Starting off, Dolphins versus Jags, Thursday night, at home in Jacksonville. Both the Dolphins and Jacksonville really are not the best teams, in my opinion. But as you see, the Jags are 1-1. The Dolphins 0-2. Two good teams for the Dolphins that they've played in the last 2 weeks. Or I say that for the Dolphins. The Dolphins played the Bills and only lost by 3 in Miami. But what can you get for that? Miami has Ryan Fitzpatrick at the helm, where Gardner Minshew is at the helm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I say Gardner Minshew and this Jags offense, Chris Conley, some of these receivers that the Jacksonville Jaguars has is good. That defense has been changed around a lot. Dolphins, Ryan Fitzpatrick did have a somewhat good season before it changed starting quarterbacks. But, I made a sheet earlier, but I'm going to go completely off predictions here. I say Jacksonville actually does go 2-1 and wins Thursday Night Football. Wins it 35-28. The Texans and the Steelers. Big oof for the Texans compared to the Steelers. Steelers did lose a few people to injury, but they've come back. The Texans, no injuries, and they've somehow managed to lose 2. Or I guess, mind you, that this offense of the Texans is without DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins is in Arizona now, for all you who haven't watched the offseason stuff. But that Texans offense did pretty well, pretty well, despite not having that guy in the game. Not having DeAndre Hopkins. Scratch that. The Texans lost to the Ravens. The Ravens won 33-16. The Steelers actually won last week by 5 points. 26-21 over the Broncos. But that game did have a few injuries to it with the Broncos side. I forgot to add here. Jacksonville played the Titans and only lost by 3. So both of these teams on Thursday Night Football lost only by 3 points. It's going to be a battle with that one. And my 35-28 is still predicted there. The Steelers-Texans game. It'll just come down to who's the better team. This defense needs to step it up on the Texans side. This offense either needs to get shut down by a defense or spark a huge lead to these guys. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Texans finally get their first one. And they go 1-2. And the Steelers go 2-1. But it's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be like a 7-point win. I predict the score to be 28-21. Texans winning in Pittsburgh. Just be ready for it, because I'm calling those Steelers fans out. That isn't going to work with Big Ben and all the changing offenses lately. With all that changing offense lately. So, next up, Bengals-Eagles. Both teams 0-2. Not a good sign. Bengals lost to the Browns by 5 points on Thursday Night Football. And the Eagles lost to the Rams by a bunch of points. Or at least by 2 scores. I can see Joe Burrow I can see Joe Burrow winning this game over Carson Wentz and that Eagles team. The only thing this offensive line needs to do for the Bengals is literally block, and that offense would be amazing of the Bengals. Joe Burrow can get it out, he can run. He's a mobile quarterback. Carson Wentz the same, but I think the Bengals stun the Eagles in Philly. And I expect there to be no turning point that the Eagles win it. Final score prediction, 28-21. Bengals win by a touchdown. 49ers Giants. This is a tough one. 49ers possibly lose 3. Jimmy G's probably out for 1 or 2 weeks. Bosa's out for the season. That defense just lost its main guy. Mozart is probably questionable this week. The Giants barely lost by 4 to the Bears, which isn't a good sight for these Bears. Isn't a good sight for these Bears fans. So, but the 49ers did win 31-13 with Nick Mullins at the helm. I can see it again. Nick Mullins will probably start this week. The 49ers win it in New Rutherford over the Giants, over Daniel Jones. Backup quarterback versus the starter. I get that. But I still predict the 49ers win it 35-28. Raiders, Patriots. Patriots lost by 5, 35-30 against the Seahawks. Closest game I've probably seen from that team from both sides, besides the Super Bowl 49, and it's Cam Newton at the helm of this one, where it's Derek Carr at the other one, and somehow the Raiders are 2-0. They have Henry Ruggs, who's probably out for another 2 weeks, another week or two. But Cam Newton, I think with this running offense of the Patriots / passing offense that Cam Newton has with the new head coach here, or with Bill Belichick and John Gruden and these Raiders, I'd still think that the Raiders come into Foxborough and win it, but they win it by 3. They win it 35-32. Vikings, Titans. 1-2-0, 1-0-2. And the Vikings got beat by a lot of points last week. They got beat by the Colts, the Rivers, and Brissett-led Colts. I don't know how that's possible, but it's possible somehow. Vikings, Titans. Titans. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my phone with the scores from last week. So, the Vikings get obliterated by 17 points. The Titans where are you? Win to beat Jacksonville by 3. I say Vikings, they finally get a win on the board. Titans finally get a loss to the board. Vikings, definitely at home. I would expect them to win, but I don't know about how it was last week. So, but Vikings go on to win it. They win it by 7, 21-14. This is going to be a low-scoring game. If that defense can shut down Derrick Henry and that offense of the Titans. On to the Browns-Washington football team game. Browns won by 5. The Washington football team lost to Arizona. Lost to Arizona by 15. Both teams 1-1. So, that defense didn't look like the defense from week 1 for the Washington football team. This offense, this defense of the Browns looked amazing. But actually, I'm going to predict the Browns win it, make it 2-1 on the season, making Washington football team 1-2 on the season. I predict the score to be 28-21. Browns win it in the final seconds. Browns win it at home, second week in a row. They go 2-1 on the season, on this very fabled season. Bills, Rams, doing justice for this league. They win against the Eagles handily, 37-19. This Bills team barely won. Barely beat the Dolphins 31-28. This Rams defense, if they can shut down Josh Allen and his high-powered offense, there's no way the Bills are winning this. At home, in Buffalo, I think the Rams will win it, but the Rams win it by 2 scores. They win it by the score of 35-21 in Buffalo. Let's get it. No. Next up, Bears, Falcons. Falcons fans, you blew a disgusting lead to the Cowboys. And I did not expect you guys to not even go for the onside kick they tried to go. Bears fans, you won by 4. And I think it's going to happen again to the Falcons. They get a lead, but the Bears come back. The Bears come back here. They win it 35-28 in Atlanta. This defense just needs to show up of the Bears. This offense needs to show up of the Bears. And we have to see. Because that offense and defense of the Falcons didn't help them out at the end. They kind of just went like kaput. That's just my thought. But Panthers, Chargers. Chargers lost in overtime last week versus the Chiefs. Lost by 3. Panthers 0-2. They lost pretty handily. I want to say they lost by 2. They lost by 14 to the Bucks. It depends on who's at quarterback for the Chargers. If the Chargers have Justin Herbert as starter again this week, I could see the Chargers winning it. Even though Anthony Lynn says Tyrod Taylor should be a starter, no doubt. We put him in the mix too early. I think Justin Herbert did pretty well against the Chiefs. It just came down to what happens at the end. And Chiefs won. But who am I to say? I think the Panthers, if it's Tyrod Taylor, Teddy Bridgewater and that offense of the Panthers, if they can spark some fire under that team, that would be amazing. I would love to see the Chargers lose. They'd go 1-2. They'd be 0-2 at SoFi. I see the Panthers winning this game. Panthers win it 21-18 by 3 points. Jets and Colts. Let's see here. Colts won pretty handily against those Vikings. The Jets got completely stomped by the 49ers with not Raheem Mostert and not Jimmy G. No Nick Bosa now. But I say the Colts win it. It's Jacoby Brissett, Phillip Rivers kind of like committee at quarterback. But I do think this team, the Colts, the Phillip Rivers, Jacoby Brissett led Colts, can win this game. Somehow, they win it. 2 scores, 35-21 final score. Over the Jets. At home, at Lucas Oil Stadium. No fans, but I can't blame them for all the stuff going around with COVID. Next game up, Cowboys, Seahawks. What is there to say? Because Cowboys won by a point last week to the Falcons. Falcons blew a lead. Seahawks won by 5 to the Patriots. It's always been a close game between those two teams, Patriots and Seahawks. Is it going to happen again? I could see if the Cowboys can get to CeeDee Lamb, to some of these guys like Amari Cooper, this offense would be amazing. This high-powered offense could literally take them far. Their defense needs to step up with Van Der Esch gone. There are a few other people gone. But I think this Cowboys offense, if the Cowboys defense can step up, that would be absolutely perfect. I'm going to predict the Cowboys in this one at CenturyLink Field. They win it 38-35. They win by 3. Buccaneers and Broncos. Bucs win. Broncos lose. Broncos have one receiver out for the full season. Torn ACL. Bucs don't have anybody gone. Tom Brady at the helm versus Jeff Driscoll. Drew Lock's out for a little bit of time, but I think Jeff Driscoll at the helm of the Broncos can win it over the Buccaneers at Mile High. Brady's a little bit used to it now, but he's now an NFC team. Thank goodness. But I think the Broncos with Jeff Driscoll and that offense and that defense can win over the Bucs at home. But I say it's a close one. I say it's 35-28. It's a one-score game. The Broncos win it at home. 3 games left in this one. Cardinals, Lions. Me as a secondary fan of the Cardinal, I did not expect that these Cardinals would be 2-0. I guess with DeAndre Hopkins, now Kyler Murray being spectacular. Matthew Stafford, this defense, this offense of the Lions, not doing too hot. They've lost by a load of points in the last 2 games. But the Cardinals, Cardinals I'm selecting anyways. Amazing team. Their defense needs to step up with this team because you never know what might happen week 3. I think Kyler Murray is still going to win this one all and take it. So I think the Cardinals win it 35-21 by 2 scores. To the last 2 games. Packers at the Saints. Packers at the Saints in the Metrodome. Packers won pretty handily to the Lions, and then the Saints lost in the debut of the Vegas Stadium. This is going to be a close game. This is going to be like a 3-point game. In the Metrodome, Packers have done well. Breeze and that offense is going to do amazing. I can already tell it now. So, I say the Packers go into Metrodome, win it by 3, 38-35 final score, Sunday Night Football, and probably the most anticipated game of the week besides this Saints-Packers game. And that is the 2-0 Ravens versus the 2-0 Chiefs. I think earlier in May, I predicted this game would be a tight one. I think I predicted this one to be a loss to the Chiefs. But how I see this comeback from last week, Ravens completely destroyed their team. The Chiefs were down 11 and end up winning by 3. You can't call us the comeback kings for anything. I say the Chiefs win it in overtime. Win it by 3, 38-35. So, those are my predictions for this week, week 3. I'm just going to say, keep it going on with that barbecue and go Chiefs.